Greetings, dear friends. Today we dive into the book of Revelations, a biblical book full of prophecy and symbolism. This book, the last in the New Testament, is an enigma wrapped in a mystery, a work of profound spiritual significance that has captivated scholars, theologians, and lay people alike for centuries. It paints an intricate tapestry of the end times, a canvas rich with symbolism and metaphor, a vision of final judgment and ultimate redemption. In this current age, we find that its messages resonate more than ever, speaking to our deepest hopes and fears. And today, we'll be exploring a particular verse from this enigmatic book, a verse that holds powerful insights and lessons for us. So sit back, open your heart and mind, and prepare to delve deep into the mysteries and wisdom of the Bible. Prepare yourself for a journey into the heart of Revelations. Our verse today comes from Revelations chapter 21, verse 4. Let's take a moment to read it together. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away. There's a certain rhythm to these words, isn't there? A cadence that echoes the heartbeat of human longing for a world free of pain and sorrow. It's as if the verse itself is a promise, a beacon of hope in the midst of darkness. The language is richly symbolic, painting a vivid picture of a future where every tear is dried, where death and sorrow are no more, where the echoes of our past pain have faded into silence. There is a depth to this verse that requires contemplation, a beauty that demands reflection. A beautiful verse indeed, but what does it truly mean? In order to understand this verse, we first need to look at its context. This verse is nestled within the grand tapestry of the book of Revelation. To truly appreciate its message, we must step back and view it in relation to the broader narrative. Revelation is a book rich in symbolism. It's a prophetic vision given to John, an apostle of Jesus Christ, while he was in exile on the Isle of Patmos. Its messages can be enigmatic, but when we take the time to unravel them, they offer profound insights into faith, perseverance, and divine justice. This particular verse is part of a chapter that is often described as a pivotal point in the unfolding drama of Revelation. It's a chapter where we see the culmination of events that have been building up since the beginning of the book. The themes that underpin this chapter, and indeed this verse, are those of judgment and redemption. The key elements that stand out within this verse are the imagery it uses and the symbolic language. For instance, the use of colors, numbers, and animals, all of which have profound significance within the biblical context. These elements are not chosen at random, but rather they are carefully selected to convey a specific message. This verse also reflects some of the major themes of Revelation. It touches on the power and sovereignty of God, the conflict between good and evil, and the ultimate triumph of righteousness. It's a verse that brings hope in the midst of turmoil, a beacon of light in the darkness. Understanding the context of this verse within the broader framework of Revelation helps us to appreciate its depth and complexity. It is not merely a standalone statement, but a part of a larger, intricate narrative that speaks to the human condition and the divine promise. With this context in mind, we can delve deeper into the verse itself. Now that we have the context, let's dissect the verse in detail. Peeling back the layers of this scripture, we begin to realize the depth of its meaning. Each line, each word, is a piece of an intricate puzzle, beautifully woven together to communicate a profound truth. Let's take a closer look at the first line. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. This isn't just a prediction of a future event, it's a vivid metaphor for transformation, renewal, and the promise of a better world. It's a beacon of hope in a world often fraught with despair. Moving on to the second line, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Here, we're reminded of the transient nature of our current world. It's a powerful reminder that our current circumstances, however challenging they may be, are temporary. This too shall pass. The third line, and there was no more sea, is a little more enigmatic. In biblical times, the sea was often associated with chaos and disorder. So, its absence could symbolically represent the end of turmoil, the end of confusion, the end of disorder. The next lines introduce us to the holy city, the New Jerusalem, descending from heaven. The city isn't just a place, it's a symbol of the divine presence, of unity, and of a community living in harmony. It's a vision of an ideal world where love, peace, and justice prevail. The final lines speak of God dwelling among his people, wiping away every tear. It's a comforting image, painting a picture of a compassionate God who shares in our joys and sorrows, who is always there to comfort us in times of distress. This verse, full of symbolism, carries a profound message. It speaks of hope and renewal, of transformation and change, of a world free from pain and suffering. It paints a picture of a compassionate God, forever present, forever caring. It reminds us that no matter how dark the night, dawn will always break. It reassures us that no matter how turbulent the sea, calm will always follow. And with that, we conclude our detailed analysis of this verse. Understanding the verse is one thing, but how can we apply its teachings in our lives? This is the question that often lingers in our minds after we've dissected a biblical verse. It's not just about intellectual understanding, but about practical application. Let's consider the verse from the book of Revelations in the New King James Bible. We've broken it down, analyzed it, but now let's look at how we can apply its teachings in our everyday lives. First, we must recognize that the verse calls us to be vigilant and steadfast. In a world that's often uncertain and chaotic, this message is more relevant than ever. We are faced with tough decisions, trials, and tribulations every single day. By applying the principle of vigilance and steadfastness, we can navigate these challenges with wisdom and grace. The verse also speaks to the importance of spiritual resilience. It encourages us to remain faithful and committed to our beliefs, even in the face of adversity. This is a lesson that resonates deeply in our current society, where pressures and distractions can sometimes make it easy to waver from our convictions. Furthermore, the verse emphasizes the value of hope. It assures us that despite the trials we face, there is a promise of a better future. In our modern life, we can apply this by maintaining a positive outlook and believing in the potential for better days, even in the midst of hardship. Lastly, the verse reminds us of the power of divine guidance. It suggests that when we feel lost or confused, we can seek answers and direction from a higher power. This can be applied in our lives by turning to our faith when we need guidance or reassurance. Indeed, the wisdom of this verse transcends time. No matter the era, the teachings found within these lines remain relevant and applicable. They provide us with guidance, hope, and a sense of purpose. So, as we go about our daily lives, let's remember to apply these lessons and let them shape our actions and decisions. We've taken a deep dive into Revelations 21 for today. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? We've explored the depths of this powerful verse, peeling back the layers of meaning and context to gain a deeper understanding. Let's take a moment to summarize our exploration. We started by presenting the verse in its entirety. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away. From there we broke down the verse, examining its context within the book of Revelations. We talked about how this verse is a promise from God, a vision of a future where suffering and death are no more. Then we delved into the meaning of the verse. We discussed how it's not just about the end of physical suffering, but also the end of emotional and spiritual pain. This verse is a beacon of hope, a reminder that God's love and mercy are boundless. In the application portion of our journey, we considered how this verse can influence our lives today. It's a call to faith, to trust in God's promise of a better future. It's a reminder to live with compassion and empathy, to strive to alleviate the suffering of others, just as God promises to do for us. As we conclude, let's hold on to the wisdom we've gleaned from our exploration of Revelations 21:4. Let's remember that the Bible's teachings are not just ancient texts, but living words that continue to guide and inspire us. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Revelations. Remember, the wisdom of the Bible has much to offer us, even today. So keep exploring, keep questioning, keep seeking truth. Until our next journey through the Scriptures, may peace and blessings be upon you.